June's studio was a mausoleum of unspoken grief. The room was bathed in dim, gray light filtering through rain-streaked windows, casting long shadows across the cluttered space. Every brushstroke on the half-finished canvases spoke of someone she'd loved and lost. The laughter of her daughter, the gentle hum of her partner as they brewed coffee, even the rare stern but comforting voice of her mother, all of it was gone, leaving her world hollow. Her art, once vibrant and full of life, had dulled to muted hues of sorrow. That night, as the rain pattered against the glass, June sat slumped over her easel, the smell of turpentine sharp in the air. Her eyes blurred with unshed tears when something flickered in the corner of her vision. She turned sharply. A shimmering portal hovered against the far wall, an impossible window rippling like sunlight on water. Its surface seemed to shift and pulse, revealing fleeting glimpses of a life she thought she'd never see again. There, on the other side, was her daughter, laughing as she played the piano, her fingers dancing over the keys. Her partner's familiar silhouette leaned casually against a kitchen counter, mug in hand. The scent of fresh lavender and the warmth of home seemed to seep through the barrier, beckoning her forward. June's heart raced. Could this be real? Without hesitation, she reached out and stepped through the portal. June stumbled into a world that felt achingly familiar yet undeniably foreign. Sunlight streamed through large bay windows, illuminating a cozy living room filled with books, plants, and the unmistakable hum of life. Her daughter, Emma, rushed to embrace her, exclaiming, "Mom, you're finally back." Tears sprang to June's eyes as she held the warm, living form of her child, her soft hair smelling faintly of shampoo and innocence. It was as though every ache in her heart had been soothed in an instant. "June," her partner, Alec, said, his voice tinged with relief and confusion as he stepped into view. "We've been so worried. Where did you go?" June struggled to find her voice.
I'm sorry.
"I'm here now." The words felt like both a promise and a betrayal. She took in every detail of their faces, the wrinkles at the corners of Alec's eyes, the way Emma's gap-toothed smile lit up the room. Days turned into weeks as June immersed herself in this second chance at happiness. She cooked meals in a sunlit kitchen, told bedtime stories under the glow of a soft lamp, and painted in a studio that overlooked a vibrant garden. Joy colored her every stroke, but shadows lingered. She began noticing gaps in this perfect life. A sketchbook tucked away in a drawer bore the signature of another June, one whose life she had supplanted. The truth crashed over her like a wave. She had not been given a new life. She had taken someone else's. Determined to uncover the truth, June began searching for answers. Hidden journals, whispered conversations, and subtle clues painted a picture of the alternate June. This version of herself had vanished mysteriously months ago, leaving her family in turmoil. "I just wish she'd tell us why she left," Alec confided one evening, his voice heavy with lingering pain as he stared out the window. Emma clung to her mother's arm, her wide eyes shimmering with unspoken questions. June's guilt grew unbearable. She realized that staying here would mean living a lie, stealing a life that wasn't hers to keep. But the thought of returning to her own empty world was a weight she could scarcely bear. Late one night, June returned to the portal, which remained hidden in the studio's shadows. The surface shimmered faintly, beckoning her back. The room was quiet, save for the soft ticking of a clock and the distant rustle of leaves outside. She stood before it, torn between two worlds. Her hands trembled as she touched the edge of the portal. She whispered a silent goodbye to the family she had loved twice over. "I can't stay," she murmured, her voice breaking. "You deserve the real her." With a deep breath, June stepped back through the portal, returning to the cold silence of her own studio. The portal flickered and began to collapse. Acting on instinct, she grabbed her palette knife and slashed at its shimmering edges, severing the connection between the worlds forever. The days that followed were suffused with an aching loneliness, but something had shifted within June. Her empty studio now felt like a canvas waiting to be filled. She began to paint again, pouring the memories of the alternate lives she had glimpsed into her work. A series of portraits emerged, her daughter's laughter captured in radiant colors, Alex's steady presence rendered in bold strokes, and even the unspoken pain of the other June, depicted in hauntingly beautiful detail. Each painting carried the light, love, and sorrow she had carried back with her. Her art found an audience, resonating with people in ways she'd never imagined. Through her creations, June connected with the world again, finding solace in the knowledge that she could honor the lives she touched, even if she couldn't live them. June's grief didn't vanish, but it transformed. Her studio became a sanctuary, not of loss, but of remembrance and hope. And as she painted, she whispered to herself, "There's still beauty in what remains."